Oh,
Good evening and welcome to our Wednesday night Stemtech opportunity presentation call. My name is Ro, the host, and it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the call this evening. Now, if this is your first time joining us, we're so absolutely glad you're with us. And what we normally do at this time is we will share a little bit more information about the products and how they work because that's important. You need to know that. And on the back end of this presentation, we usually also do a business presentation for those that find themselves interested in making extra money through the products that we offer. But tonight, guys, we have a special guest that's joining us. And I don't know if you've ever met him or ever had a chance to hear him give a message, but he's going to be going over some very special announcements this evening. As well, I believe he might even be talking about a personal testimony. And with that being said, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome to this call our CEO, Mr. Charles Arnold. Sir, are you there?
I am. Good evening, Ro. And you're
Good
right.
evening.
We are twins, but you've got a white shirt on, I've got a blue shirt, and you've got shorter hair than I do. Other than that, we're twins.
Quite shorter.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to see you all and to be here with all of you and to spend just a little time in discussing STEM tech and the opportunities that I think are there. I think it'd be important for me to tell you what qualifies me to talk to you today. I've been in the business of capital raising and starting businesses for 50 years. I'm in my 70s now, and I discovered STEMtech about 4 years ago. Now, the product has been out since 2005, which means this year it is a 20-year anniversary for STEMtech of helping people throughout the world in changing lives, both through your health and through your wealth. So it's exciting to be here now with you to talk about this subject. Now, I got involved with STEMtech initially as an investment. A group of my friends and I were looking for opportunities, and we discovered what a stem cell was. A stem cell is the repair of the body, as we all know. And when I found out about STEMtech being an all-natural plant-based product, I wanted in. I wanted to be involved because this industry is on fire. 20 years ago, when this product first came out, nobody even knew what a stem cell was. Today, people know that stem cells repair our body. And of course, when we get about 40 years of age, which I hit over 30 years ago, your body stops releasing a lot of your stem cells. Well, our products miraculously go in, as you all know, and release your own stem cells. And the master cells become kidney cells and muscle cells and liver cells. And it's, to me, it's so exciting just to hear about these things. Now, when I was younger, my father was a physician, and I admired him more than anybody else that I've ever admired in my life. Today, I know he's upstairs with the big guy, and there's very few people that I can say that I've known that are saints. My dad was one. And although I really wanted to follow after him, the call for medicine was different for him. He wanted, since he was a young boy, to become a doctor and help people. Although I liked the medical profession, I went in from the business standpoint. And over the last 40 years, I have financed a lot of different business opportunities in the medical market. I built the first two blood banks in the United States where we guaranteed freedom of disease in transfusion. I built what's called a wearable artificial kidney, where you could hook it up and instead of going through dialysis, it would dialyze your blood. So I have enjoyed being on the cutting edge of a variety of medical breakthroughs and strategies throughout the world. But when I found STEMtech, I looked at it just as an investment. And the more I got to know it, the more I understood what we were really doing for people. I had to get involved. So now I've been operating with the company for several years. I've been taking the product for several years. And, people have asked me about the product. The first thing is when I first started with STEMtech, I had a little bit of arthritis in my hands and that went away. Well, at 74, after taking the product for 4 years, and I never did this as a kid, Every morning when I get up, I do 50 push-ups. And I thank goodness for Stemtech because I wouldn't have had the strength or the interest of doing this without Stemtech. So to me, having Stemtech available in every neighborhood in the world is my goal and mission. I'd like to have the average person that goes to work or deals with his family or has occupations that take his time to be able to have our products where they too can have their body repair itself. And on top of that, my life has been devoted to business opportunities where we could help people become their own independent boss, become someone that's self-reliant. And many of the times, the business opportunities that I was involved with were very expensive. Large restaurants, institutional businesses, service businesses. Now I do advisory work for data centers that cost millions of dollars to open up, and the risks are there. The beauty about our business, we don't have to have a retail store. We don't have any particular hours. We go out and we spend time telling people about what we like, which is Stemtech. Stemtech helps people out. It's a patented scientific process that's been out for 20 years with over $600 million of sales to date. And although we offer a recall for anybody that doesn't like our product, we've had less than a 2% return in over 20 years. So my goal with your help is to have Stemtech available throughout the world in every neighborhood where everyone can access this. Now, when Stemtech first started, nobody, as I said, was aware of what a stem cell was. Well, last year, the industry, and this is the total industry of stem cells, was $4.6 billion. And that's up from zero 20 years ago. But you know the interesting thing? In the next 5 years, the next 5 years of your life between 2025 and 2030, this industry is going to grow from 4.6 billion to over $30 billion. And we are the gold standard in stem cell nutrition. So to have our products available and to be able to have a business opportunity, I'm just so excited that everyone on the phone today is aware of our product and our opportunity, because this is something that everyone can do. And you know, growing up in life, I've never been the biggest guy. I've never been the smartest guy. I've never been the tallest guy. But I usually am the guy that works the hardest. And for all of you that are there, men or women, that's what it takes. You can sit down and talk about all the negatives on life, or you can sit there and figure out how to get over them, how to overcome them. How do you talk to people? Why do you want to talk to people? Are you happy about what you're doing? Are you embarrassed about trying to tell somebody about your product? And these are all things that you can work on yourself, because it's not easy. And when people say, oh, my goodness sakes, Ro, you're a lucky guy, or Fran, gosh darn it, I wish I was you. The reason they say this is because you work harder. You understand what it is to work. You understand what it is for somebody to say no to you. Most people say no the first several times. I love it when someone tells me no with a reason, because then I can explain to them how the reason doesn't work for them. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about what had happened to me last year. Now, I've been taking the product for years. Love the product. I love talking to people about it. I love hearing the stories from all of you, how this product has affected you, both from a medical standpoint or from the financial standpoint, where people can get their kids to college or get that new car they wanted, or the things that mean important things to them just by offering our product out. But last year in September, my wife had taken my son. I've got children from 56 years of age to 12. My 12-year-old was going to go fishing, so I decided I'd do some honeydews around the house. And we have a water cooler in our house. And the water cooler has 5-gallon drums of water, and I had 3 empty. So I went to the store. I had a pair of shorts on and a pair of flip-flops. And I took and filled up these 3 bottles of water, 5-gallon bottles of water. And as I pulled out of the supermarket where I had filled up these bottles of water, I heard one fall down. So I pulled over to the side of the road. I got out of the car. I have a car with a hatchback in the back, and I pressed the button. What I didn't realize was that the one bottle that had fallen between the other two bottles in the door. And as I opened up the hatchback without having any kind of warning, this fell on my foot on a pair of flip-flops, thongs. Well, what this bottle did is it severed the top of my big toe and it cut my second toe in two. And I'm sitting there on a wonderful Saturday afternoon looking down, all this blood going all over the place, not knowing what to do. So what do we normally do when that happens? I called my wife. My wife said, I'm turning around to come back. I hung up the phone and said, now, why did I call her? What is she going to do to help me? I'm sitting here with blood all over the place. My car is still running. So then I did what we should normally do. I called the ambulance, and the ambulance came and picked me up and took me to the hospital. I was literally in intensive care and in the emergency room for several weeks. I was in the hospital for about a month and a half. They released me with a wheelchair and my wife. And after a couple of weeks, they had wanted me to go to physical therapy. I went into physical therapy, and after about 4 days, the people there said, "Chuck, we have to fire you. You're walking better than we are." The doctor came in and sat down, and he said, "Mr. Arnold, I really don't understand what's going on here." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, your foot." Your foot looks like it happened a year or so ago, and it's only been 2 months. What are you doing? Well, I had to tell him about Stemtech. And I had to tell him that my foot had been repaired because of the stem cells being released in my body from Stemtech and having my body heal itself. So I not only have put my money where my mouth is and acquired the company, I not only work at it every day, but I am a true walking version of how our product helps people. And I'm excited for all of you to be involved with us because it's something that needs to be spread out. And, I've heard Sam talk about this a few times, but very few people know about our product. Very few people understand the impact of what we've got. When I talk to some of my distributors in Mexico, they have pictures and documents of all the help that this has done for products, and they use a word that I find interesting, and the word is called elixir. I've got this one gal in Mexico. She's a very successful distributor, generates a lot of profit and helps a lot of people out. And she said, "Chuck, this is our elixir." And I can't argue with her because the product can help so many people, both financially and with your health. And so if you think about it and the opportunity that you have, I know a lot of you are involved with different things and you've got jobs you're doing and families you're taking care of, but think of this. Think of what you're put on this earth to do. You're put on this earth to live a good life and to really help people. That's really what people, whatever religion you are, you're supposed to help people, help your brother, help your sister. There is no better way in the world to help people than to give them Stemtech. And a lot of people don't appreciate it because they don't understand. They think you're selling something that really doesn't exist. But after 20 years, ladies and gentlemen, and having this product out there, never having a recall, never having complaints from people that use the product, it's an exciting thing for us. Now, in business, every day there are good parts and bad parts. And my days are filled with both. And it's a tough thing. Over the last few months, we have had problems with the tariffs. We've had late deliveries with our product. I apologize to any of you that didn't get your product on time. And it certainly wasn't our interest. Our interest was to deliver the products as soon as we can. But because of the quality of some of the raw materials that we get from Madagascar, from Japan, from other areas that make our product what it is, we've been late and I've got to apologize. But when you think about it, we don't have any old product. Everything that we've got, we sell. We've got a product that is in such demand. We just want to be able to fill that demand. So we're expanding. We're looking at opening up relations with other factories recently, and I can't announce it now because I have to, as a public company, announce it first to the public. But we have other countries that have actually come to us and want to sell Stemtech in their markets. And we recently reached an agreement with one of them, and soon we'll announce that. And it's very exciting. It's a huge market. It's not something that we could do without people that are embracing what Stemtech can do. But also, we looked at earlier, Sam Holland put on his little friend, his dog. And we have products for your skin, our Select. We have products for your teeth that are just great products. I use our Orastem every day. It's good for gum health. It's good for your teeth. It's just a great product. And our flagship product is the RCM, where it releases your stem cells from your bone marrow. It circulates it through your blood, and it migrates to areas where there's inflammation. And as we all know, inflammation is one of the biggest killers in life. Our products search out that inflammation, and the master cell becomes the muscle cell or the liver cell. But when you look at the other market, and all of you being entrepreneurs and small business owners, we looked at the animal market. And it took me about 1.5 to 2 years. I discovered some tremendous all-natural products. I've tried them on animals, from cats that stopped eating and now they're eating again, to my own dogs. I have 2 dogs. I have an 8-year-old poodle that would sit on the couch every day and just be calm and quiet. And then my son last year had said, Dad, I want a dog I can roughhouse with and play with. So we went out and we found another dog. And since we live in a condo, I wanted to have a dog that didn't shed. So we got a mixture of an Australian Shepherd and a poodle. They're about 20, 25 pounds. And this dog roughhouses. He's at the door when some doorbell rings, and he's always at the dinner table ready to eat that food. And the other dog sat there on the couch just watching all this. Well, our new product that just was announced last week, StemPets, which is a trademark name and a proprietary product that you can only get from Stemtech, I gave that to the older poodle. And wouldn't you know it, in less than 30 days, that little poodle, that 8-year-old poodle, was at the front door with the other dog. He was at the food table when the food was there. And now I've got to almost stop him taking it because he's so active. He's actually getting to be more active than the other dog. So we have a new product that I want you all to think about, especially if you have animals. And if you don't have animals, I know a lot of the people that you're talking to about Stemtech, they have animals. We have a product, StemPets, that is tremendous. It's, again, all natural. It's healthy. It's something that I feed my own animals, and I'm going to suggest that you get some. We have a limited supply now. We're getting more in, but right now we have enough to cover any orders that come in. So I'm going to suggest that you go to your personal contacts. You go and look at your home if you've got dogs or cats or any kind of animal, and you pick up some StemPets, because this product it's flying off the shelf right now, and we feel that this is going to be where we can take our animals and take advantage of making them as healthy as we are. So I thank you for your time tonight. I hope I didn't take too much of your time. I'm just so excited about all the people that are involved with Stemtech, that I want you to know that we're your family. We're here to help you. If you have questions, call me. If you have things that you want to know, call us. Ro will put you in touch with me or Sam. And I want to thank you for listening today. And let's make America a better place. Let's make the world a better place and put Stemtech in every neighborhood in the world. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Charles. Guys, you just heard from the CEO from Stemtech. He gave you some personal testimony And then gave you some updates about our new STEM pets that's coming out and that is here and on its way. Thank you so very much again, sir, for your time. This is an absolute pleasure to have him on the call.